If or when the regime falls, what happens to its ardent supporters? Can we expect them to integrate and participate in future institutions and processes? Oh, Armin, can I say this real quick before you say this? Because I know you have.
Of
Armin's
course.
answered this question many times. Okay, for a little bit, if we're thinking far, if I'm suddenly the leader of Iran and I run the country and I'm thinking 50 years in the future, like Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi was, here's what I would think. Let them have representation in parliament. Let them integrate into society if they want to. Do not repress them unnecessarily and force them underground to form, another Hamas or Hezbollah or terrorist cults. Let them think that they have representation because at the end of the day, they're not going to make significant decisions in any sort of meaningful way. 300 members of parliament, four of them are what? Islamists. Okay, so what? Um, but also, the children can no longer be going to Islamic schools. They need to be going to public Iranian schools. If they want to go private, I can't stop that. That's totally their right. But the public schools are going to be pushing Iranian nationalistic ideas. Muslim bad because Muslim kill. Iranian good, Iranian culture, Iranian history, Muslim bad. One generation later, a lot of these kids grow up with all of these Iranian nationalistic values. When they have kids, so two generations later, that's it. Now, the millions of these Islamists, you have a majority of them turned into pro-Iranian values and everything, and majority of that problem is solved if you have enough time. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to have representation, that representation cannot be Islamic. Like, they could vote for whoever they want, but the government will be secular. There will be no Islamic government, right? For sure. But the way I look at it, so yeah, I mean, you don't want to silence people by force, right? But you will crush every single one of them if they want to do any terroristic activities or any operations against stability of the government. Then the full force of the government should come down upon them, right? So based on that, there will be there's three categories of these people. Those who were just, even though if they have some bad ideas and some of their ideas are aligned with the regime, they're mostly were doing what they were doing because they were getting paid. And if they get paid by the new government or the new job, they will just do what they're told because of their new employees. That's the first category. Then you have the diehard supporters who will continue to be diehard supporters, but they will not be violent about it. Like, they're not going to do terrorist activities or stuff like that. They're just going to be there with crappy ideas, right? That's not that big of an issue because every country has that. I mean, United States has racists, Nazis, communists. Um, as long as we're gonna have our fair share of garbage, people with garbage ideas. Every country has its fair share of garbage ideas, right? And I think we might actually have it less than other people. You know, compare. Maybe other countries, for example, in Europe, they're importing the worst types of people, right? But we actually, I think, as a percentage, they're going to be less than our population. We cannot eliminate 100% of them, right? So I'm just saying that at the end of the day, every country will have a certain percentage of people with garbage takes. As long as that percentage is not too high, you can never bring that percentage to zero, right? The expectation of that percentage being zero is unreasonable. Every country has that. We just should strive for having that percentage to be low. And I think for Iran, it might already be low, but obviously we need to work on their children, to try to not let their children be brainwashed by their parents. That's the main thing we need to do, right? I think we're especially lower compared to other countries in the region. So that's not going to be a unique problem that we cannot solve. The main problem is going to be the ones who want to get involved in terrorist activities against the new government, the new secular government. That is the main problem, right? That is the one that we need to basically come down. That's going to be our Hamas. You know, the way Hamas is to Israel, this is going to be for us. But I think the main difference is that they're not going to. Hamas has the oil and gas money of Iran backing it up. These groups will not have that anymore because we will have the oil and gas of Iran. So that's a great advantage to us. But we need a strong army, a strong police, and a many strong intelligence agencies. And we need to cooperate with Israel. IDF needs to, Artesh needs to be working with the IDF, and our Savak needs to be working with Mossad to be able to find these people wherever they are, hunt them down, and eliminate them wherever they are. That's what we need to do. That's how you deal with this. But when it comes to the ones who are not being violent but still have garbage ideas, the key is education and the removal of brainwashing, not just in school but also at home. I'm very much in favor of making the brainwashing, Islamic brainwashing of children, even at home, to be considered child abuse and punishable by law.
That would be great.
Mm.
That'd be great. Yeah, the private schools would have to get some pre-approved doctrine that they can and cannot push with audits and all of that. But yeah, I agree. We should smack down as hard as possible, send the clearest signal on those militant, violent extremists as early as possible, full force. And I don't think we'll have any problem finding backing for that or funding for that in a new government. Great question, Aryan. Thank you.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.